Hello, Geminis. Welcome to my channel. My name is Afton, and I'm Monty's Tarot Child. So today, I am doing this reading a little bit differently. I'm going to be recording a pick a card or a pick a pile for all Gemini placements. So if you have your Sun, your Moon, your Mars, Mercury, or Venus in Gemini, and also Gemini risings as well, then this is the reading for you. I'd love for you to take a moment to just pause and meditate on which one of these piles energetically is aligned with the message that you need to hear right now, and we can get right into your reading. Hello, pile number one. Welcome to your reading. So, as I mentioned in the first portion, this is really just a random energy check-in. I felt the energy, have been feeling the energy to do a message for Gemini. So I'm going to look and see what this message is for you. And because this deck is so big, I may end up going in and pulling out a card for you to start off, Gemini. But I wanted to see what message we have for pile number one, please, Spirit. Let's make sure. Pile number one. All right, let's just go ahead and go on in. Okay, so the first card that you have out, pile number one. Let's see. When I connect to the spiritual realm, I open the door to receive divine guidance, clear direction, and great wisdom. Okay, so all of the Geminis who chose pile number one, right now you are tapping in, opening up a different kind of connection in your life than you're used to. Let's see, upside down. And this connection is to the spiritual realm, to your spirit guides. Some of you could be working more with your ancestors in that way as well. Receiving divine guidance, looking at next steps in life, next plans of action that you would like to take, or there's something that you are looking for divine guidance on, clear direction for, and there's a lot of wisdom coming to you as you open up to divine spiritual guidance. Okay, at the bottom of the deck it says, I'm in awe of the magnificent guidance that's available to me. Okay, so some of you are going to be literally awestruck at the synchronicities, at the clear, specific spiritual communication that you may be receiving. It could be through tarot readings. You could be divining your own messages, seeing these synchronicities separate of other people, and just really being in a very specific channel. Being in a very specific space where you are receiving just pure guidance and where everything feels right. You feel rightly guided when you know that you're tapped in a specific way. It feels not intimidating. It doesn't feel the fears that you normally feel are kind of not like they have not disappeared, but more like they've been subdued. Just by your pure awe as to what spirit is manifesting in your life. So not no fears, less fear, more faith. I like that. Less fear, more faith. And you're intentionally seeking this out. You're wanting your jaw to drop. You're waiting for spirit to really show up and show out, as they say. But let's see what other oracle cards are coming out for you in this divine message. To me, this feels like a message that you are already aware of, Gemini. You are already aware of this. You've already picked up on this. You've already sensed this energy, because of course we know that tarot is not, they're not new messages. It's not messages of things that we don't already intuitively sense, or intuitively bring into our own life, if you get what I mean. You have the energy or the essential oil of tension. Okay, so A lot of my Geminis right now are learning or needing to learn or are learning, seeking to learn how to breathe, how to release, how to release the tension in your body, the tension in all parts of your thoughts as well. If your mind feels tense, if you feel like you are overstimulated or your mind is overcrowded, you are in the stage of releasing tension in all forms. But the trigger statement says, I have nothing left. And the true statement says, I nurture myself. Dear one, it is time to settle, create a sacred space where you can be. In that place of rest, healing will unfold. Okay, so you are not only, it's very intentional for you right now at this time, pile number one, the kind of solitude that you're seeking. Because it's not to just, for example, I'm upset with someone and so I'm isolating myself. No, this is a very kind of spiritual retreat, a spiritual, and retreat in a way of I'm pulling back my energy. I'm being less tense about certain situations, which it does end up feeling like you're giving less energy to certain things, but that's not actually the energy that you're trying to put off. It's like you are, let me gather the words. You're self-isolating in a healthy way, okay? And it's going to be very sacred for you. That's why it's different this time, it feels like for you, is because it's for your healing, it's for your health, for a place to rest and be in contact with the greater powers. Of course, so I did all of that shuffling just for Saturn to want to come out again, because it was at the bottom of the deck for a completely separate reason than your reading, pile number one. So Saturn is definitely playing a large role in your life at this time, whatever time it is that you are watching this video, where you have a lot of wisdom, great wisdom coming in from times that may feel more restricted, but are actually liberating in a different kind of sense. So liberating in the sense of finding self-discipline, finding structure in your life, being better with time management in order to obtain certain goals, not physical or material goals, but responsibility goals. This talks about Saturn as showing up as a test in your life, showing up as something that brings you a higher learning or wisdom at the end of it. So this is something that is also playing a role in your life with Saturn making its appearance. At this time, it's going to be very grounding for you, though, very practical. You're going to feel and interact with a more practical side of yourself. You're going to find a lot of more self-control in a situation or through a situation that may, again, at first feel challenging, feel restrictive, feel a bit testing in the ways of you want to take action. With Mars at the bottom of the deck, you have a very strong desire to take action. You feel it coursing through yourself. It's for something very specific. It feels like you're very anxious for something to either begin, to start. And again, that can show up as tension, that can show up as anxiety, that can show up as a lot of thinking, a lot of ungrounded energy, especially when it comes to the Gemini energy. So the Saturn energy is here to help with all of that. And I think this Saturn energy comes through when you are intentional about your spiritual connection. It all begins with an intentionality of sitting down, sitting still, even when you have all of this energy, even when you want to put in all of this action towards whatever outcome. Spirit is asking you to first take a moment to ground yourself. And it could be because you want to ensure that you are going towards your most aligned goals at this time, Gemini. I did forget to mention the bottom of the deck for this deck, the essential oil. And you had juniper berry with the keyword projection. Trigger statement, my mind does not rest. Ooh, Gemini. True statement, I listen to my higher self. Absolutely. Look at each story that repeats itself in your mind as a stranger would. Ask yourself, is this true? Okay. So this is what Spirit is asking you at this time, is to really allow your mind to rest. That's going to help you to ease a lot of this tension because it is stemming from your mind. It feels like it is stemming from just like pure energy that you have built up in your body. So trying to, even if you need to release the tension, release the energy in a more therapeutic way, like any body movement that you can, any type of way to actually release the energy physically in any way possible that is, of course, safest for you. Or if you release energy therapeutically in different ways, it could be whatever you are drawn to at the time, Gemini. But that can also be a part of your spiritual connection as well. It doesn't have to be sitting still or sitting in silence. It could be through activity where you are more out of your mind and not having to think about something or produce something or create something. It's more so like a absent-minded spiritual but intentional absent-minded but intentional spiritual connection with spirit that brings you these new realizations about yourself. And I'm trying to see what other cards I want to use for you right now. Let's see. This was a very much so unplanned type of reading. So we're going to see what else Spirit wants to tell you about this time, Gemini. Pile number 1, please, Spirit. Let's see. One of these. Okay, so the front of this card says, I go where you go. And these are notes, like almost like little love letters from the universe. Okay, so this is the universe telling you, I go where you go. You are never alone. And then the back of it says, tell me, are you finding that the occasional stranger has a crush on you? That for words you almost mindlessly chosen, hearts broken too long begin to heal, that eyes sometimes well up with tears when it's time to say goodbye. Remarkable, our findings exactly. And then it says at the end, psst, your divinity is showing. Okay, so the universe sees in you right now that your divinity is showing, Gemini, and that, you know, people almost have an attachment to you or to your energy. It is because of the energy that you give off. So you find that people, it could be even like after a situation that has already taken place in your life, and you find out that someone has had this crush on you this whole time, or it could be a complete stranger because it says the occasional stranger. So you know how people are in your life, but they're still strangers to you. It can be that situation as well, but just has a liking to you, and you're looking around like, me? You talking to me? And it's almost like this card as well, like in awe. You're in awe when you find out that these people have this drawn a natural attraction to you, but it's because of the energy. It's because of the energy that you exude. And that energy comes from a practice that you have created in your life or are creating in your life. Just like this practice to always check in on your energy, check in on what you're giving or what you have to give. So people get emotional when it's time to part ways with you, or people get, emotional when they feel like they haven't been around your energy for long enough, or if it's been too long and they're like, okay, where you at? Where you at? Because I need to be stimulated by this particular Gemini in my life. Whether you have Gemini Sun or you have these other Gemini placements that I mentioned at the beginning as well, a Gemini can be a magnet in the way that people are attracted to you based on your wisdom, based on, you know, the wild and, you know, sometimes uncanny structure that you have in your life, but it still is an attractor no less. There's something about you that has that it quality, and people do. They may, you know, tell you things, express things to you, maybe not even to your face, but via any different kind of communication that we have in this world at this time of moment. And they just let you know, like, oh my gosh, I thought you knew, but this is how I'm feeling about you. And it's like, no, that's not what I knew. I did not know that at all, because you've been busy, because you've been you've been staying out the way. You've been trying to release tension, which means less external stimulation from other people. I'm telling you, it feels like a hermit mode, but it could be, you know, like, yeah, I'm still hanging out with people, but the energy that you're giving feels selective. Anywho, at the bottom of the deck, it says, it sure is hard to get really angry at someone when you can think of all the reasons you love them. So what's the front say? You have more options than you realize. Okay. So it sure is hard to get really angry at someone when you can think of all of the reasons you love them. And I was actually just talking about this to someone else, about how, like, let me move this out of the way, actually. How you can choose to hold on to love, or you can choose to hold on to painful memories, hurtful memories, things that don't align with what it is that you're trying to have exist in your life. So I feel as if for you, Gemini, you are letting certain emotions go. You're letting certain things go, not brushing them under the rug, not doing what, you know, folks normally do, which is not talk about it or not talk about it directly. It's kind of just like, you know, I'm doing my own releasing process. I'm doing my own healing process. You can't heal for other people. You cannot ignite other people's healing. You can only invite them to take the journey along with you. And their pace and their destination, it all looks differently anyway, come the end of it. But that's what you're focusing on right now. And so it's really hard to be angry. Even if other people are holding on to anger, it's really hard to be angry when all you want to see, all you want to feel, all you want to experience is love. And all you want to do is let go of tension and be spiritually guided and trust your spiritual gut and your spiritual guidance. And believe people when they say that they love you. You know, that's all you want. So you have the angel number 10 with I am and genius. You have great leadership skills, Gemini. Your mind is sharp and allows you to dream up ingenious ideas and organize all the details, then direct others on how to carry things out. Okay, so people are going to be looking to you and at you for your leadership qualities, for your leadership capabilities and skills, because you are a natural leader. You can communicate with anyone. And you can get your point across to anyone with different forms of communication, as I mentioned as well. So this is something that is coming up for you. It could be career, or it could be just personally, where people are looking at you as a leader when it comes to just organizing things, putting things together. So if you have a family reunion that you're helping out with, and you are that person that people start to come to help, you know, contact everyone, put things together, or just using your mindset skills, your mind and your thinking capabilities in order to bring some details of different aspects together, and then to help others understand it as well. You're coming off as a knowledgeable teacher, but also an eternal student as well. At the bottom of the deck, you have 000. I am a creator. You are one with the creator, and there are no limits to what you can achieve. You have the ability to create something new and incredible in your lifetime here on earth. And that's why you have other people around you in order to task certain things as well. It's like asking your community, showing your community what you have, what you're building, what you have built, and asking help for certain tasks or things like that. But this spiritual connection that you're tapping into, it is helping you to look at who you are as a creator, to look at yourself as a creator, as a divine creator, and that you have the ability to achieve incredible things in your lifetime, in this lifetime. And so Spirit is here sending you this random message to remind you of that fact. I'm going to close this reading out with some tarot just to get a very specific look at what the situation may be in your life currently. For pile number 1, please, Spirit, what the specific situation is in your life right now. For pile number 1, please, Spirit. They can see where you are releasing the most tension. Were you accepting the most divine guidance? What aspects of your life are you looking to be guided in? Gemini. Okay. You are starting off with the Ten of Swords. Wow. Big energy. A big cycle is changing. It's closing out for you. Miraculously, honestly. The Ten of Swords talks about your mind, your mental state. We were talking about feeling overcrowded, feeling overstimulated, in your mental area. So this energy coming out for the first card is not surprising to me at all. But you are experiencing revelations at this time. And I feel like these certain revelations that you are having is preventing a certain kind of sadness that you've experienced in the past. Because this has been a cycle for you where you feel like, oh yeah, I'm ready to close out these thoughts. I'm ready to stop thinking the same thoughts that I've been thinking, either about myself, someone else, or my life, whatever it is that is affecting you personally, Gemini. This cycle is looking to actually finalize and close for you, either karmically or, if you don't believe in that, whatever it may be. But you are being protected from sadness at this time. Really receiving a lot of wisdom, a lot of revelations through your dreams as well. So a lot of my pile number 1s, you may be having strange or interesting dreams where you symbolically at some point are putting things down, releasing things, letting things go, witnessing change, something changing in your dreams drastically, and you not figuring out or being able to figure out what the hell that dream has meant. Then this is a great sign that there is something changing in your life. It's happening on an internal process where your mental state is ready to transform. And a lot of this can happen through dream work, where you do a lot of shadow work, a lot of contemplative, introspective work through your dreams, okay? So you also have the Justice card. Makes truth known. Some of you could be dealing with court work or something happening with the justice system as well. But there is a balancing happening for you in your life right now. a right, like the cosmic scales are balancing for you right now, where it may have felt like in the past you've had so much mental capability, so much mental power, and you felt like you have used it on things that have like taken up a lot of energy, have caused a lot of mental harm. It could be where you're just thinking thoughts that that dig you deeper into certain feelings. But now the cosmic scale, as I was talking about, is balancing out for you, and you feel like you're able to actually let some of the things that you have been thinking go. So the Nine of Swords, it's so interesting that you have so much air energy, so much sword energy coming out. This is a direct message of letting us know that you are in a purification process. You are one by one letting things go. And it doesn't have to be complete transformation all in one day. This is, it happens like that sometimes. It happens like that sometimes sporadically. But sometimes we just turn around and look at the continued process that we've been in regards to our healing. And that's what turns out to be the most comforting to us. It's like, no, it did not happen in a blink of an eye. But because I was so focused, because I was so intentional with tapping in and showing up every day, I'm comforted by the idea that I worked really hard for this healing. I worked really hard for this purification process. So this is really big energy for you. I feel like it's it's not been the easiest process for you. You have felt like things have been really imbalanced in the past. But now you feel, and I'm hoping that I'm speaking on this correctly when it comes to your energy pile number one, but it almost feels as if you are relieved at the pace that you've been making. You are relieved at the journey that has unfolded, because it feels as if it has, painfully or not, it has given you a lot of wisdom to look back on and to learn about yourself. Things that, again, maybe people have subconsciously noticed this about you, where you kind of grow upwards. You're always growing upwards. It is because of your spiritual connection, but you don't really realize this about yourself. The Four of Pentacles here is labeled as God liberating the oppressed, which I find so very interesting. I find such like this, that's such a strong statement. But the Four of Pentacles traditionally, because I don't feel like I'm resonating with the words that are on this. The Four of Pentacles traditionally talks about a staying power, a holding power, being able to hold on to resources, being able to draw in energy. And you would think that if you are in a releasing process, if you're letting things go, that you should not be holding on to certain things. But it's like you have to take inventory of what it is that this Four of Pentacles means for you. Because if it is your unique way of thinking, if it is your unique way of creating things through your beautiful thought processes, then some of those things actually have to stay, right? You are taking inventory of all aspects of yourself right now. You are looking at how, yes, sometimes your thoughts can be overbearing. They can be confusing. They can even be painful when it comes to certain memories, but how your mind is actually a very beautiful machine, and it is able to create a certain level of comfort for you at this time. You also have, as your final tarot card, the Queen of Pentacles. Okay, so intellectual lucidity provides consolation and compensations. So we were just talking about your mind and it being very nurturing to you. It is nurturing to all aspects of your life right now, including your financial goals or achievements that you are trying to make. when you take the time, I feel like when you are in your most meditative state, whatever that looks like for you, where you're kind of less worried about the past, the present, or the future, and you're kind of just present without holding so much tension or worry, that is when your most creative ideas are going to start coming through. We can see that, just through society, people cannot create under pressure. People cannot create when it is based on livelihood, when it is based on thrive or die. So to be able to approach it in a different way, come at it at a different place, I think you're going to be in contact with an old version of your creativity, where you are basically saying to yourself, wow, I haven't created like this in so long, or it hasn't felt like this in so long. Gaining a lot of wisdom from that process, from your creative process, whatever that looks like. It could be writing, it could be something handcrafted. With the Queen of Pentacles, she gives a very hands-on kind of energy, nurturing, like growing kind of energy. So that could be anything that you have represented in your life right now, Gemini. And at the bottom of the deck, you have the Moon. Wow, God is my strength. And the source of life is our strength, okay? Everyone views this word God differently. They accept it in their lives differently. And I want you to accept it how I'm trying to give it to you, how I'm hoping that you will receive it. God, the source of all life, the one that that is here, but we cannot see it. That energy is your strength right now. And through the emotional times, through the most revealing times about yourself, I hope that you find strength in spirit, in the universe. You find strength in your ancestors. You feel lifted up and not being burdened down or brought down. I feel like there is a load coming off of your shoulders right now, especially with release. But going from a 10 of Swords to a 9 of Swords, it's symbolic of you letting go, of you releasing. And it is from an emotional, mental state. It is something that has been building up for you at this time. So the release, I'm hoping, will not catch you off guard or by surprise, but will just bring you more enlightenment, the enlightenment that you are looking for. But I hope that you enjoyed this quick and this random message. I hope that it was everything that you needed to hear at this moment. If it was, I would love to hear about it. If you love this type of pick a card reading where I focus specifically on certain zodiacs or zodiac placements, let me know. Comment down below. Let me know how this resonated for you, how you are doing at this time. I, again, would love to hear about it. And I will see you, Gemini, in another reading. Peace. Hello, pile number 2. Welcome to your random but very timely message. If you enjoy this style of reading by the end of this reading, just let me know down in the comment section. I would love to know about it so I can continue to bring you the content that you enjoy and are looking for. So I'm going to look and see what the overall message is for you. Pile number 2. Wow. Okay. Wow. Wow. Okay. So before we get into it, pile number 2, if this reading resonates with you very strongly, I want you to know that overall, before we even get all the way into it, you are not the only one who resonates with this reading. You are not the only one who resonates with the feelings that this reading may or may not bring up, okay? I just, for some reason, just seeing the energy off bat and me just beginning to work with this deck, I want to make that disclaimer just so that you know that I am here and that I'm with you, if that makes sense, okay? So we have the energy of fear that popped out, and I'm going to get all the way into this energy. But before I do, at the bottom of the deck, we have death. Okay. So I'm going to read this energy in so many different ways, but I do want to start off with the most obvious, with the most pointed message that is coming out to me right now, that there are certain fears that you are facing right now, or are observing there, or they just may be coming up for you, and it is centered around the ending of things. It includes, it feels like to me, life, and our questions about what the end of life looks like, what happens when our soul leaves our body, or when we take our last breath. But I feel like this also could be not even talking about the larger scale of endings of things for you either. I feel like you have a fear of things changing and or ending. I think a lot of Geminis are good with change. We're very adaptable with that energy, but sometimes it is a little bit more difficult. It's like we are good with things entering our life. We're good with things adapting and entering into our life. But I feel like when we feel there's a loss, when we feel like we're without, when like something has been taken away, it doesn't always feel the best. And we fear these things. We fear that feeling happening. We fear that ending, that loss. So I'm going to look at what else fear is trying to tell you right now, and what else you may be facing at this time. I'm like, let's see what it is in regards to it astrologically, and get right into it. But yes, I feel like this is going to be a strong message that only resonates for quite a few, which means that I don't feel like a lot of people are going to gravitate towards pile number 2. But your energy did, if you are watching this. And so it is for a very specific reason, pile number 2. And we're going to look and see what that reasoning is. I'll just pull it out. You have the 7th house. Okay. In regards to relationships and relating to other people, and finding a balance with that energy. We're going to get all the way into it. So the 7th house talks about, astrologically, we have a natal chart. Let me break it down all the way to the beginning. And our natal chart is composed of 12 houses. Each house has to deal with an aspect of our life that we deal with, and that, astrologically reflects in our life on a day-to-day. So the 7th house is relating to others and relationships. This talks about partners in your life, whether you have one, many, or none. This talks about everything relational to other people. It talks about companionship. It talks about, close relationships where we have best friends, where you could be in a marriage, okay? And something about your relationship is bringing up a lot of fear for you, or relationals. I'm telling you, it's like everyone right now is quite possibly triggering you in some kind of way. I think it is when you are in communion with other people where you just kind of get this heightened awareness. And I'm going to give just one example that I have right now because it is the first one on hand. You have, and it could be that your relationships are actually flourishing. They're doing very well. And this scares the shit out of you because you don't want to lose anyone. You don't want to be without certain people's energy. You actually have quite possibly gotten more comfortable being in relation to other people. I'm going to look directly at the 7th house energy to make sure that I'm reading it accurately. But energetically, what it feels like to me is that you are afraid of something. The opposition, and with it being like trying to bring balance in your life, this talks about relating, again, relational energy where you are relating to other people. They are mirroring you. And that, I think, is where the social awareness is coming from for you as well, Gemini, where there are certain people in your life who are mirroring you, and it is confronting you about something. And this is, again, stemming around fear. So this fear is going to look differently for everyone. It's going to be stimulated differently for everyone. And look, it's going to play out differently, okay? But it's going to be something that is testing you at this time. And I feel like all Geminis are going through this in very specific and very different ways, because this energy came out for pile number 1 as well, where we are feeling tested by something. And in this case, it is someone for you, pile number 2. There's a relationship in your life, or multiple relationships in your life, that are confronting you at this time, confronting you about certain fears. It could be fears of abandonment. It could be fears, again, of the unknown, where you feel like you just aren't having enough time to spend with other people, or you are afraid that you won't have enough time to experience life the way that you want to, but be in connection with people the way that you need to. Sometimes you may feel like you want to be more socially independent to yourself and away from certain energies, but that also, on the other hand, could make you feel guilty about like wanting to take that time away from people just to gather yourself. And you feel like, oh, I'm going to draw back my energy, and it's going to affect this relationship negatively, or I'm going to miss out on time. But there is a detoxification process happening in your life right now, pile number 2, a cleansing of energy. The trigger statement says, I will never change. The true statement says, in each moment, I am a new me. And we were talking about change and how that brings fear in you, and how it could quite possibly just, you fear yourself changing, and you fear like, I can't allow that to happen. But Spirit wants you to know that you are supported as you release habits and limiting patterns that are not serving your highest good, pile number 2. So if it is a certain attachment style that you feel can be detoxified, where you attach to certain people because you know that it's a constant energy in your life, and good or bad, like these are multiple scenarios that a lot of Geminis may be facing at this time, and everyone's going to be different. So I really do hope that you are taking what resonates for you personally. But you're going to be faced with certain relationships in your life. The ones that don't support change, the ones that don't encourage change, the ones that change so sporadically that you don't feel grounded or supported. You're taking a look at all of these relationships in your life, and you are evaluating what it brings out of you. Okay? You're evaluating what emotions are coming up, what attachments are coming up, what old habits are coming up, and you're looking at, if it must go, it must go. I cannot continue to hold on to certain things because it's bringing these energies in my life, like fear, anxiety, mistrust, whatever it is, you are literally taking a look in the mirror. Because for a Gemini, yes, we are the mirror for other people, but people are mirrors for us. It's that duality. It's that duality of the Gemini. And it is really standing out very strongly for you at this time, that mirror. You are looking in the mirror of other people. At the bottom of the deck, you have topical with the keyword harmony. Trigger statement, I am boiling over. True statement, I allow myself to feel. Give yourself space to decompress and take time to nurture your body, mind, and spirit. Allow emotions to surface and release. It's literally what we've been talking about. So you're giving yourself some space. You're letting yourself decompress, because at this point, things are boiling over. Things are getting heated. Things are getting emotional. You have emotions. Everyone that you know has emotions. No one is a robot. No one is, even if they come off as detached, even if they come off as a certain way, people have emotions. So listening deeply to what people tell you the first time is something that is coming up for you. Listen to what they show you. Let their actions speak for them sometimes as well. Not holding anything against anyone, just be as observant as you can while also minding your business and minding the business that makes you feel the healthiest, that makes you feel the most whole, that makes you feel the most harmonious as well. Pile number 2, but definitely keeping your eyes and your ears open when people are addressing you and coming to you, wanting to share energy with you. Look at that. At the bottom of the deck, before I start shuffling, 0, I am observant. Okay, so observe. Use that gift and don't observe through fear or through past situations. Just observe. Wow, that was a hard one. As unbiasedly as you can in every situation, in regards to certain relationships. Like, if you know that someone means you no harm, if you know, then you know. I think that we all just ignore how we handle certain situations with people because we like to act like we don't know, but we know. So pile number 2. And I feel like that's all I have to say. So let's see. I want very specific energy. Help me, Spirit. Do I want them to fly out? Yes, absolutely. Okay. So you are a practical leader. Okay. So you have the angel number 28 that popped out with I am a leader. In an effort to accomplish great things, you recognize the value of working with others. Wow. You make a capable and compassionate leader who can bring people together and drive a team toward achievement. Okay, so facing your fears around this, I do feel like that is circling back around. Trusting yourself as a leader. Maybe you just haven't, really taught yourself how to trust these natural leadership qualities that you have. It hasn't been harnessed. It hasn't, been nurtured in the way that you need it to have been. And so this is your time to do just that. You are really good with working with other people, working with other energies, communicating to other people certain ideas to accomplish great things. And you see something, like we saw with the observant card. You see something, the value in something, and the value of working with others to bring that something to life. And that is a beautiful gift to have. We have to approach relationships almost based on as if we are meeting a person for the first time, because every day we all change. And so I think that you are observing this in a practical way. Of course, you're not going to continue to give people the benefit of the doubt if they are intentionally or just sabotaging their relationship with you. You're not passive, but you are definitely observant to the type of energy that you can give and that you can take away from certain relationships. At the bottom of the deck, you have the angel number 14. Okay, I am practical. You are open-minded and always up to try something new, yet you are wise enough to stop and think before you jump into things. This pragmatic approach helps ensure your time, attention, and efforts are meaningful. So you really don't dive in. You really try to map out change. You try to make sure that certain things don't spring up on you. I'm like, which deck do I want to use? I'm going to use this other one. Change for you has to be worth it. It has to be non-threatening. It has to be, non-surprising, like to the point of like, I feel completely and utterly unprepared for this. That's how you like your surprise. That's how you like your change. And that's not how the cycle of life works. And I know that you know this. We know that you know this. Spirit knows that you know this. But that reminder of this is who you are. Like, you are a very practical soul. But how can you bring in a flow to that energy of being practical, but also being like down with the flow, ready to go with the flow on what needs to be in flow, So definitely tapping into a more open-minded aspect of yourself is what is happening for you right now at this time. Okay. So let's see what love note from the universe wants to come out for you. Because you did have relationships popping up for you just a bit. Let's see. Okay. What were we just talking about, pile number 2? You don't like it, but it is showing up for you. You will be surprised, okay? And this is from the universe. Put this here. Ask with love, and their answer may surprise you. Yet whatever their answer, be happy, and this may surprise them, okay? So you are meant to have a specific conversation with someone. And maybe, you don't know what this is just yet, or maybe this is more of a symbolic, communicating with other people may surprise you at this time. But either whether you're asking for something or you are just simply being asked to be in communication with someone, Spirit is asking you to bring love into the situation. And whether they are bringing it for themselves or not, your response to them may surprise them. You are in for some surprises based on how people are relating to you, reacting to this process that you are initiating or taking place, where you're kind of just like cleansing the energy of certain things that may have held you down or held you back out of fear, mistrust, and not wanting things again to change. At the bottom of the deck, you have turn on your love light, okay? And it says, sometimes the best way to remain sane is to love like crazy, okay? And I love that energy because you definitely are letting, certain good feelings a little more loose, not restricting them or holding them back as much out of fear, again, out of fear of giving it to the wrong people, giving it to the wrong person, sharing it in like the wrong way with people. So I think this is something that is also changing for you, pile number 2, in regards to relating with other people. But I do see harmony coming into your relationships, more harmony, more peace and balance. You have a lot that you're trying to let go of emotionally in regards to your fears. But I do see this energy, like a balance coming with this cleansing. Like a purification, like a just brand new type of energy. Excuse me. And this is what I see in the Four of Wands, that celebratory, that peaceful, that I'm at home energy, okay? So this card depicts the Four of Wands as energy that helps one live in peace with everyone, okay? And that's because you're at peace with yourself, okay? That is the only way that you can live in today's society and be at peace with everyone, is if you are at peace with yourself. because it won't. Wow. Okay, so you have a huge transformation taking place in your life. A huge transformation. A whole ending is taking place in your life, and this is something that maybe not has caught you off guard, because we have it twice. Okay, so this is something, and this is from an oracle deck, this is from a tarot deck, so this is something that really is standing out to me. Huge transformation taking place in your life, and it's influencing your health and longevity of life. Okay, so in regards to other people, there's someone I feel like that is leaving your life, has left your life, or like there's just an energy that has been redacted from your life. It is brought in balance, or it's bringing in balance. Or it's just, even if it's not a singular person, it's an energy that has left your relationships, your life, has left the influence of your life, and you are grateful for it. Even if it was like a really scary time, if it was just unsettling, you just didn't know what the hell was going on or why it was happening. It is actually something that is really to be celebrated, because it has brought a rectification of some kind, a balancing again in regards to other relationships in your life. So it's really beautiful energy. I'm so curious to know what this cleansing was, what you let go of, what you released, in order for this transformation to be taking place in your life right now. And it is big, and it is so big that it may take a lot out of you energetically. Spirit does recommend you getting some rest, okay? Being in a restful place while things change as drastically as they want to around you. You have the Seven of Pentacles, okay? This brings discernment. It brings a general prosperity into your life. And it is actually showing you a different part of your growth process, your patience, your attentiveness to whatever it is that you're trying to grow in your life, whether that be relationships, healthy connections in your relationships or not. The Seven of Pentacles can talk about growth in all kinds of aspects and different kinds of ways. But the Seven of Pentacles talks about how you have actually had time to focus on something in a different way because of this, again, cleansing, detoxification, releasing of some sort. You're now able to focus on something else, nurture, a garden that maybe you had not been tending to for some time because you've been focused on other energies. And you're kind of just like leading yourself away from that. You are a natural leader for other people, but I also think that you communicate with yourself in such a way that it kind of just feels like this is the person that this is the kind of person, I am the kind of person that I've needed in my life this entire time to kind of just know where I need to be guided, know what I need to do in order for my highest good, and know that because I know this so strongly, because I am learning myself so strongly, my fears, like the dark parts and the good parts, because I'm encapsulating all of these things, it's like I know when I know. I know when I know. You also have the Six of Wands. Okay, so this is longevity again and protects against infirmities. So your health is looking very well. Your health looks good. The Death card really is just talking about a transformation in your life in general. But the Six of Wands talks about recognition. And when you have all of these people around you, and they start to see this change within you, they've known this version of you for however long they've known you. And then they see someone stepping out of their fears, someone doing a little more of a spiritual practice for themselves to let go of anxiety, to let go of this restlessness energy as well. of kind of like, I don't know what to expect. I don't know what to do. And you're kind of not showing up as that energy anymore. You definitely have faith in your back pocket. Like, you are building it. You are praying on it and around it. You are inviting it into your life. Wow, Two of Cups. Harmony's in your relationships. Okay? And it's happening swiftly. This is going to provide a lot of fruition for you. Your relationships are going to be thriving, and being in connection with other people, being in healthy connection with other people is definitely going to encourage this healthy energy to exude from you as well. You are definitely gaining more intelligence, being in certain connections with other people. You're going to be learning things from people. It could be like you're studying people, but it doesn't have to be. It's almost giving like someone specifically out there maybe studying astrology or the astrology of people. And so being in connection with different people is actually really helpful for you in that learning. But that was a very specific message for someone. The Two of Cups just talks about overall harmony in your relationships. And this is what has been difficult for you at this time, is feeling like things are good. Even when, I'm trying to figure out my own shit, you've been trying to make sure that you don't leave your relationships feeling dusty. Like, you don't want someone feeling like they've been on the shelf too long without being recognized themselves or love themselves. And I think that's why the Six of Wands is coming up as well. You're like really good to people. Like, you really hype people up. You are a people person, it feels like. And so they're extending that same energy to you as they see you trying really hard to express your most authentic self, is what it feels like. And then you have the World as your final tarot card. God, the source of wisdom. So you're really opening up to a new portal of wisdom for yourself, drinking from a different fountain and experiencing a lot of success in different ventures in your life right now, as the card says. And the World depicts, like this cycle. And sometimes you're at the top of the cycle, and sometimes you are at a different lower level of the cycle, preparing to be renewed in the cycle once again. So I think this is what it has felt like for you in certain relationships, where you have kind of like just gone through the mill with certain energies, certain people, gone through the mill with certain emotions around certain people, and you're coming to conclusions for yourself. You are allowing spirit to take care of certain things, because death is out of our hands. The Death card is something that we don't activate necessarily. It's something that just transforms and happens in our life as it needs to. Spiritually, spirit knows when that needs to happen. And you are coming into realization of that as well, kind of just letting things in your garden of certain, like your hypothetical garden, you have to let certain fruit die off, and certain fruit just, they do their own thing. They thrive. At the bottom of the deck, you have Queen of Cups. Okay. So this is your energy. This is how you are coming off to other people. It's giving very godmother energy. It's giving very, very nurturing energy that people feel from you. They feel like you are kind of a protector, a very like emotional protector. The people closest to you, they see this very protective side of you come out. I didn't do this for any of the other piles, but I'm going to just do one affirmation for you. Pile number 2, to get you through this beautiful message, because this is a really beautiful message. I feel like I was saying, people are viewing you as a very nurturing spirit, even if you don't believe it, even if you're not feeling it from yourself, like you just don't see yourself in that way. This is how people are perceiving you at this time. You're very successful in accomplishing certain goals. You are a people person and people like love to be around you. They love to help you with things if you ask them more. And you're not afraid to let go of energies that don't benefit you. And people can see that within you and they admire it very much. Okay, so Spirit wanted to give you 2 affirmations and we can do that. We can do that. Let me make sure I'm not putting this upside down. Okay. Excellent. I grabbed it the wrong way. So let's see what your 2... I'm messing it all up, honey. Your 2 affirmations are driving me crazy. Let me see. I know that you guys are very patient. And we appreciate it. It's like, when you try to make it better and then you make it worse. There you go. Okay, your 2 affirmations. I choose to be a super attractor and have unwavering faith in the universe. You choose it. It's a choice. It's your choice. And the universe is telling you they got you. Like, you don't have to worry about how things are going to turn out because it's balancing out in your favor. As long, as you continue to bring in the energy that is most aligned with what you are looking for out of life. So when you detox and you ground yourself spiritually and you get into contact with, what do I want today? What do I want to exist in my energy today? Spirit hears that. They see you waking up with that energy. They feel you choosing every day to show up and be a super attractor, and they got you. And you don't have to worry about it. And because you can see that they have you, wrapped up in love and in protection, that's where you are building your faith, okay? That is where your faith grows. And again, this is something that people are recognizing about in you, being definitely a person that they can call to be that person in that moment, if so called. Of course, you take on that energy how you can. This last affirmation says, my super attractor power comes from how I feel, my faith and love, and the joy I put out. Wow. It's a superpower. It's literally your superpower. Again, the choice that you wake up every day to make, and in return, it builds your emotional confidence. It builds your spiritual confidence, and you have this joy that you are exuding, and that it feels like a warm growth light. It feels like I can grow from this energy. I want to be around this energy. I appreciate this energy. You could be getting a lot of appreciation, a lot of love from the people closest to you, and it catches you off guard. And again, because you're so in the midst of change, you're not looking up to see what other people are doing or how they're perceiving you. You're in the change that you're in. But Spirit wanted to send you this reminder of who you are. I hope that this resonated for you strongly. I hope that this eases you and encourages you through all of the changes that you are experiencing at this time. If it did, please let me know how it resonated for you in the comment section below. Let me know how you like this type of reading style where I do pick cards for the zodiac, and how much you enjoyed it. Just let me know in the comment section. Give it a big thumbs up. I would greatly appreciate it. And I will see you, Gemini, in another reading. Peace. Hello, pile number 3. Welcome to your intuitive pick a card reading. As I mentioned in the beginning of this portion of the reading, this is just a random message that you can receive at any time, and it still resonate for you, okay? So you can see what energy Spirit is trying to make you aware of at this time. I did see the energy of movement come out for you. So some of you could be on the move as you are listening to this reading right now. But that energy may be popping up heavily for you at this current moment. So you have two different kind of energies coming out for you for this overall message. There's something here that you are absolutely hungry for, you are ravenous for. There's something that you are feeling a bit frustrated because it's not manifesting in the way that you wish. It is not happening in the way that you expected it to be. So because you were so hungry for it, it's almost kind of making you anxious. You could be a little more jittery, a little more just feeling unsatisfied when it comes to certain things, because you were expecting for this to pretty much go smoothly, without a hitch, and there was a hitch, and now you have grown a bit frustrated. It's an undertone. It has not turned you off from the thing that you want to manifest. It's just something that has grinded your gears, has made you a bit annoyed. Not something, again, that has completely turned you off from the manifestation of something. So I'm going to look and see what this hunger is about, what it is that you are craving or trying to manifest and go after. You have stillness. Okay, so they're not even going to get into it right away with you guys. Spirit wants you to know that in the midst of frustration, your best bet is to be still. Okay, you have stillness and intention at the bottom of the deck. We'll get into this energy in just a bit. But you also have Aquarius energy coming out, so that could also be a part of your natal chart. You do not just have one sign. Don't get me started. Check your birth chart. So hunger here. You're hungry for something, to create something, to manifest something, express something, and Spirit is actually asking you to take a moment, to take a breath, to be still. There's a reflection period that you are in need of in regards to whatever it is that you're trying to go after. There's a reflection process that you are in need of, and it will actually benefit you creatively to take this stillness in order to, again, create the thing that you are looking to manifest. I'm going to look even more into what this situation could be for you. Astrologically, we're going to look and see what the energy is around this hunger for you. Pile number 3. Gemini. Thank you. Okay. Wow. So it's for your security. It's for your craft, as the bottom of the deck says. So you have Capricorn energy paired with 6th house energy coming out for you. Okay. And underneath that was the semi-sextile. So you kind of needing to allow certain energy to manifest in your life right now. But you are focused. You are really serious about what it is that you're trying to manifest. You could also have Capricorn in your chart as well. This driving force to be successful. You are very ambitious in regards to this hunger. It's like a double whammy. You are hungry for everything that is Capricornic. That is, you want to be disciplined, even though you feel like you're fighting a part of yourself that craves that stillness as well, that creative stillness. You want to feel prepared. You are, a majestical kind of being in the sense that you have this Gemini energy that is very flitty. It's very creative. It's very airy. It's very not held or tied down. Your creativity is not held or tied down whatsoever. But you also have this Capricorn energy that makes you so unique because you bring it to the most unexpected places. We have the corporate energy down here, which means that, you bring a certain life to more stagnant energies, more restrictive energies. You have this energy within yourself, but you also kind of want to break the mold of what people think creativity should look like. You're a very wise being. You have a lot of wisdom that you are hungry to also tap into, explore, drench yourself in. And I think this is a very strong energy that's coming out for you, pile number 3, just for you to recognize that you are the boss, that you do hold all of these qualities, that you can be very authoritative. Even if you struggle with being the youngest in certain situations, you can still be very authoritative. You have a traditional side to you. You can be very traditional when it comes to doing things, achieving certain things. It's kind of like how certain generations have just always thought that they had to hustle a certain way to be successful. You still, you have some of those mindsets within you still, but you want to kind of like find a flow to both energies. You're hungry for it. Like you want to be, and it could be, just based on the generation that you're from, where you're just kind of looking outwardly and saying, I want my success to look differently. I absolutely want to come off as this hardworking boss. I want people to take me seriously, but I also want to have this peaceful aspect to my work as well, where I get to create what I love, make money from doing what I love. Definitely having a work process that centers around well-being. And like you want to be disciplined. You want to set daily rituals or schedules for yourself. This is something I think that you're craving right now. And it's something that you are actively manifesting with this hunger energy. So it may be coming in like spouts, like quicker than you expect it for some things, but still some things are making you a bit frustrated. Wow. Underneath frustration was abundance. Okay. So you're really going to have to overcome a certain point in order to reach the abundance that you are looking for. Again, you're not going to, necessarily hit the lottery in one day and it fall in your lap. And that's not what you're looking for. Not with the boss energy here. Like, it's like you want to be in charge. You want people to be able to look up to you. You want to, be in charge. You probably want to be a CEO or something that really puts you in a place where you don't have to answer to other people. You are the authority, and you are the authority on what you want to be. Like, it's like your business, what you want to create. It's giving that kind of energy, especially because you have certain skills that other corporations don't necessarily always appreciate. And you can see that, in many different areas, in many different industries, but you're creating something for yourself, not necessarily by yourself, but for yourself, in a sense that feels really, really good for you, with intention. Okay, with intention. You are intentional about what it is that you are creating in this life so that it feeds you and that it nourishes you. And Spirit is here sending this message to encourage you to continue to go along this path. Oof. That's the one that I saw. Awareness. Okay. You have a lot of different energy that wanted to come out. Awareness popped out. I'm going to read it and then put it back because it's not necessarily yours. But this is sandalwood. You could be working with that scent a lot, having it around your home. Trigger statement. I never get what I want. True statement. I'm a powerful creator. Yes, you are. Listen to your inner voice. Release your ideas of the outcome you wish to see and trust that you are aligned with the universe. I'm going to keep it because that was so direct for you, pile number 3, when we were just talking about that frustration. You also have at the bottom of the deck, Jasmine, okay, with the keyword passion. Trigger statement, I am scared. True statement, when I am vulnerable, I am at my strongest. Reconnect with your feminine energy and pursue something that ignites your fire. Pile number 3, open the gates of your fortress and explore. So direct messages, very direct messages for you to not be afraid. Yes, this feels like a very vulnerable state that you're in where you are like craving something. And when society has taught us when we are craving something, we should fight. We should fight that thing or fight really hard to go and get it. And that means that you're fighting against the stillness that is supposed to be taking place in your life right now, pile number 3. So in the stillness, you can passionately explore still. You are not being restricted at this time. You're actually being called to stay still for a very specific reason. It could be in order to target in on this hunger, target in on what it is that you're trying to create, bring a deeper awareness to yourself so that you are not creating out of lack and creating out of trust and knowing that you are a powerful creator. You are meant to listen to your inner voice right now, listen to your most unique self, your most innovative self. And when you are sitting in stillness, to just trust that you are aligned. Trust. Don't get frustrated when again, expectations will lead to disappointment. No, that is not meant to say that, oh, you're never supposed to expect anything. Just don't be rigid. Don't be unmoving. Don't be unadaptable when it comes to things trying to manifest in your life. If you create something and you think it looks like shit, look at it again and ask yourself, why am I looking at this so critically? Why am I looking at this so hard? What views around perfection do I need to let go of? What views of perfection are no longer serving me? Because what I create is already perfect. It is already perfectly in existence the way that it was supposed to come out. I myself have a hard time in adapting this mindset and knowing that, I have to let a certain I around my creativity or the things that I create go, because it will sometimes end up hindering me rather than encouraging me to continue to create authentic content. Okay. And I think that individually you'll know exactly what that means for your situation. You have the angel number 6. Let's see what else is trying to more directly come out for you. What angel number is here for pile number 3, please, Spirit? But yes, you are experiencing a heightened awareness as you take more time to slow down. You are being very methodical about certain steps with this steady pace that you are experiencing, even if it is, you feel like it is too slow for you. It is just the right pace. You have 1111, which you could be seeing a lot of in regards to angel numbers, with I am awakening. And yes, you absolutely are. The universe is arranging people and experiences on your path to help you succeed and helping you wake up to who you truly are. Pile number 3. So there, again, in the stillness, when you are the most still, you get to focus on any and everything. So you are not necessarily completely 100% aware of it, but you have an awakening to it, that the universe is like moving people into your life. And it's kind of like synchronistically where, if certain things wouldn't happen, you wouldn't have met that person at that time in the way that you did, and it was meant to happen that way. It's giving very synchronistic. You are awakening to the synchronicities. You are opening your eyes in stillness. You, like when you slow down, not even when the car is completely parked, but when you allow to like cruise, you notice the pathway different of where you're heading. So you're absolutely awakening to the little nudges that the universe is creating for you to move in certain directions. Okay. And your hunger is leading you somewhere. This hunger is attached to your gut. It is colored yellow because it is connected to your solar plexus. And that's what's guiding you, I feel like, at this time. You also have the angel number 25 with I am intelligent. You have a great ability to take in and process information on both conscious and subconscious levels. Yes, your curiosity is endless and you desire to dive deep into a variety of subjects. Oh, no. Let me read that again. Your curiosity is endless and your desire to dive deep into a variety of subjects will bring you an immense awareness of the world. Your eyes, it's like your third eye. It's very much so spiritual. Your third eye is opening at this time. And so much awareness is being brought to you about your purpose and about the greater purpose of what you are meant to create on this earth. Okay, people, situations, synchronicities are going to help you to awaken to this awareness. It's going to be very cosmic. It's going to feel really good to you because you are living in the energy that you've wanted to live in. You've wanted to be this like divine creator, this big boss energy. And this is the time that's happening for you. Ace of Wands. That's because new energy is coming into your life and you are absolutely taking advantage of it. You're taking advantage of the fertility that is, blossoming. You are feeling this energy. This card literally in the Ace of Wands, this is a different kind of deck if you cannot already tell. I'm not a religious person, but I still feel like I connect to this deck in a very spiritual way. And this card at the bottom, it literally says helps one be patient. Okay. So this is a slow burn. This is not, where you see people make it big and then it burns as fast as it comes. This is a slow burn and it's helping you to be patient because you are meant to live a fulfilling life. We all are meant to live a fulfilling life, exploring all aspects of our passion, not just creating to create, but creating to be fulfilled, creating to feel whole and to have other people experience what you create and feel whole as well, which is always signified in the Ten of Cups. This is such a beautiful energy. Pile number 3, I hope that you can feel it. I feel like you are in this time in your life mastering your emotions. You are mastering yourself emotionally and how you show up emotionally. That is because you have been listening to divine guidance. You have been listening to when to move, when to be still, when to act, when to speak, when to do. It's like it's giving I'm in control of my schedule. I'm in control of my spiritual schedule. I am aware of the things that I want to be doing or need to be doing in the moments that it happens. It's very aligned, this energy for you. And it's giving that you are living the life that you've always wanted to be living with the Ten of Cups. Or this is a energy that you're waking up to, opening up to in your life right now. These readings for each Gemini has been very, very different. The Ten of Cups has not come out for anyone else. And so I feel like you're working on a different path towards fulfillment that is situated not necessarily around relationships or other people in your life, but around your divine creations. And you are looking to channel that. You're looking to bring it in more harmoniously, more comfortably. You are looking to share it with community, divine community, people who work like you, who move like you, who, aren't exact carbon copies, but people who are like-minded, like-energied in the way that they are pursuing their own life goals. And so that is harmonious with the Ten of Cups. and you're going to start to see it more in stillness, slowing down. You're going to start to see your neighbor who's working on so-and-so, and it aligns with the energy that you are bringing on into your life as well. You also have the Four of Pentacles. Okay, so this is in regards to like what you are investing in, what you are holding on to in order to grow. The Four of Pentacles can sometimes be depicted as greed, as hoarding, as a fear of letting something go in order to aid in its growth. But this is not the energy that I get from this. The Capricorn energy mixed with Four of Pentacles means that you are very sensible about what you put your money towards. You're not necessarily stingy about your resources, especially because the Ten of Cups is the type of person or the type of energy where you share in it and all the good things that are coming in your life with other people, but you know just how much to give out, okay? And that's really important that you have that balance, because most people, when they get out of situations that they've been in financially, they kind of blow it on family and people who need it, who have always been in need, just like they have always been in need. So I feel like you are channeling that energy very specifically. You know, take what resonates. I'm not calling you a stingy person. I'm literally saying that you know how to give it and when to hold on to it. Ace of Swords is helping you with that because you're very clear-minded, especially when, you know, and you have two aces. So this is a lot of new energy that's coming into your life. Things are looking differently for you mentally, for you energetically. You're definitely, you have this staying power about yourself where you kind of are just, you're going, but you're also resting. King of Cups. Wow. So I'm going to get into all of this. It's such beautiful energy. You are, like I was saying, staying power where you just emotionally know with the King of Cups. The King knows themselves. Whether you're, tapped in with your divine masculine energy or not, the King is showing up as you, as your energy, because, you know, this Capricorn, this boss, this leader energy is all in your life right now, all in you. Maybe this is something you were born with. Maybe it's Maybelline. I don't know. But this is something that's really showing up very strongly for you. You are a leader. You know exactly what your heart desires. You know what your passions are. This is not why you came to this reading. You know exactly what you want to make and what you want to make shake. You just needed the energy. You just needed the confirmation. You just needed the reminder of who the fuck you are. Pile number 3, excuse my French if it offends. But you are the King of Cups. And so when you come in with this knowing, when you allow this direction of, okay, so now I need to take it easy. Now I need to slow down a bit because I have been going hard. I have been emotionally driven. I have been facing a lot of realizations, and it's telling me to just take a breather, take a break, because I'm not going to stop being this, boss. I'm not going to stop holding this energy. I just need to channel it in a different way at this current time. And that's the message that's coming for you very strongly. Spirit is not wanting you to get frustrated by any redirection. You still are holding a lot of power in your hands. I know we as humans, we get held up on power and feeling like, oh, I want to be in control. There is no real such thing as control. The universe just happens to be going with the flow of our energy and what we try to manifest. At the bottom of the deck, you have the Page of Cups. So this is something that you're hugely learning about how you have control, but then no control whatsoever. But then you gain more control as you channel guidance, from spirit, and you work with the hunger. You work with the energy that you have when you have it to make things happen and manifest for you. So I think you're really happy with this setup. Even though, again, it brings frustrations, it also brings an immense abundance for you emotionally and a lot of growth and staying power financially and physically as well. So I think I'm just going to pull a random affirmation for you. I literally pulled it randomly out of the deck. Okay. And this is the perfect affirmation to end your reading, pile number 3, because it says, directing my focus onto what's thriving creates more of what I want. So if you go and you say, I'm hungry for Chinese food, and then you go and you eat McDonald's instead, you have not fulfilled the craving, the hunger for what it is that you really want. So direct your focus, be specific on what's really thriving in your life, and it will duplicate, it will multiply. This 10 of Cups is an overflow of good feelings, of great company, laughter, love, and harmony. And this is something that I absolutely can tell you are building in your life, a state of ease that you want to come out of your hard work. And it is yours. Continue to direct your focus on that and what is replicating that in your life, and it will continue to be yours. Pile number 3. I hope that this brief and quick but impactful reading resonates for you. I feel it strongly that you are creating a lot of new things in your life that are abundant, have the promise of abundance. And will be fulfilling you and filling your heart in many ways that are still unknown to you as well. I hope that this reading resonates for you, and if you enjoyed it, please comment down below and let me know how so. Give it a big thumbs up because I would greatly appreciate it, and I can't wait to see you in another intuitive reading. Peace. Hello, pile number 4. Welcome to your intuitive and random reading. Before we get all the way into it, I would just like to remind you, if you enjoy this kind of reading where I do zodiac pick-a-cards, just comment down below and let me know, and I will continue to provide the content that you enjoy. So let's look at the overall message of this random message that Spirit wants to bring for you today, Gemini. Okay, manifestation. At the bottom of the deck, we have individuality. Okay, we're going to get all the way into this energy and see what it is that is being manifested for you at this time. The manifestation card I always find so unique and so interesting in this deck because it is the pink hue. So it is connected to your heart chakra. There is something, a heart's desire that you are here and in the present moment looking to manifest. You're wanting to bring something from the, 5D, not the hypothetical world, because you could be manifesting anything right now. But you're trying to bring it into your life, into the 3D, into your present day, while also still at some point holding on to your individuality. I'm going to look into see why that may be feeling compromised to you in regards to this manifestation. What makes you feel like you may not be holding on to your individuality. Let's see. Okay, so you have frustration coming out. At the bottom of the deck, you have rest. So whatever it is that you are feeling like is frustrating you in regards to this manifestation process, Spirit's advice, Spirit's word of wisdom is to find rest, to be in a more restful place in regards to your frustration in order to release this energy from your manifestation process. You don't want to manifest out of frustration. You don't want to manifest, last minute. You don't want to enter this sacred of a space with any energy that is unaligned to what you're actually trying to create more of. Oof. Lots of messages want to come out. transform. That's literally what happens in the manifestation process. You actually transform something from one state to another, so much so that you, like, manifestation processes can be very specific, very in depth for certain people. And that is what's taking place for you right now. And it's all with your intention at the bottom of the deck. So definitely focusing on your focus, focusing on what you focus on during your manifestation process is important. You may feel as if this strips you away from, again, your individuality. You may feel as if this compromises how you are used to being, and that may be to some extent true, okay? If you know that certain thought patterns or habits are not beneficial to your manifestation process, and Spirit is asking you to transform that, then that is a part of your truth. That is a part of your reality. But that does not change who you are, and that should not make you feel less like yourself or less like the unique individual that you are. We are all meant to change. We are all meant to transform. Actually, nothing is rarely ever supposed to really stay the same. But as humans, that is our safety net. That is our comfort, is when things are familiar to us and when they don't catch us off guard or change up our lifestyle in any kind of way. But you are being asked to surrender that, with the 12th house showing up as your astrological energy. Of course, we have the Gemini energy as the bottom of the deck. I love that for you, as this is a very specific Gemini pick a card. But the 12th house is saying surrender. They're actually asking you to let go. In your subconscious mind, there are beliefs. There is, as they put it, there is baggage. There is, a built up, unseen belief system that is within you. And it is asking to transform. It is asking to be transformed. So this card in the Oracle deck aligns strongly with 8th house and 12th house energy. Of course, the manifestation card is ruled by the number 8, which is not a coincidence whatsoever. So Spirit is at this current moment stripping away something from you. And it is for your spiritual development. You may be called to pray about it as things are transforming in your life, and how you can't really hold on because it's like out of your hand. It's out of your control. That's the kind of change I feel like that is taking place in your life right now. And there's another pile. You may have been called to another pile who's going through something almost similar in that aspect of like, there's nothing I can do about this change in my life. It is absolutely necessary. It is here for the, betterment of my life in some way. It is meant to bring me healing, but there's absolutely nothing that I can do to stop it from happening. That is because it is a part of karma. Something karmic is changing in your life. And that is something that you've manifested. This all has to do with your manifestation, and you bringing certain energy into your life, which means that you have to make room for it. At the bottom of the deck, the Gemini energy is basically this energy that is coming up for you is stimulating your curiosity. It is absolutely making you more communicative. It makes you want to share more, talk more about it, try to understand more about what is transforming in your life and how it is transforming in your life. This manifestation, this transformation, this change in your life is absolutely making you feel that adaptive side of you, whatever Gemini placement you have, just having to go with the flow. You're feeling restless, you're feeling fidgety, but you want to do something with that energy. You want to absorb more information. You want to be studious. So you could be, feeling a little anxious about some change or feeling anxious about some energy, and it could be to the point of like looking up what the astrological transit is going on in the sky right now. If you are into astrology, or looking up, psychological explanations as to what is transforming in your life. People go to different avenues of learning in order to cope with change that takes place in their life. So it could be spiritually, religiously, astrologically, philosophically. You could take a number of turns down that road, and you're feeling very curious about it all. So you don't feel discouraged. You're not feeling like unsupported by the energy. You are actually being encouraged. So this could be going to the library, or like making an impromptu kind of trip, just to discover something that you needed to discover that day. It's very synchronistic, the energy that is around you at this time. All meant for you to transform, all meant for you to surrender to the transformation that is taking place in your life. Okay, so you have the essential oil juniper berry and metabolic at the bottom of the deck, but I'm going to read these one at a time. Juniper berries has a keyword of projection. Okay, trigger statement: my mind does not rest. We were talking about that, and it's been actually all throughout your reading now, with rest being the bottom of the deck of this energy. But so the trigger statement is my mind does not rest. The true statement: I listen to my higher self. Look at each story that repeats itself in your mind as a stranger would. Ask yourself, is this true? You could have been, again, drawn to another pile that also had the same essential oil, asking them to ask themselves, what do you believe in, and is it true? So you are definitely adapting new mindsets. Again, things that have made you frustrated in the past. It could have even been like about yourself. Like you're frustrated that you do a certain thing or think a certain way. And it's like, okay, but is this true? Should I actually be really like this hard on myself in this process right now when I'm a human, and certain things come naturally to me to either attach to or let go of? It's a mixed bag that this juniper berry, it's like shaking things up a bit, where you are actually listening to your higher self and questioning everything that you have reacted to and the way that you've reacted to and why you've reacted that way. Why is it harder for me to surrender to this? Why is it harder for me to allow this specific thing to transform in my life, even though I know that I'm trying to manifest something even greater, or I'm trying to bring in something like that's not even in existence in my life right now? So why is it so hard for me to adapt? Why am I so frustrated with myself? I think this is a big question that you're asking yourself at this time. It is because of your self-worth and how you believe in yourself. The trigger statement, okay, it says, I am disgusting. The true statement: I am a miracle. That is your truth, that you are a walking, living, breathing miracle. Pile number 4. Please be gentle and love yourself. Provide your body, mind with what it truly needs to carry you on your journey. Please be gentle with yourself, Spirit is asking. In this surrendering process, do not beat yourself up. Do not expect, certain reactions from yourself. Do not question your self-worth either. And I know, easier said than done. What's the practice often? Like, how can I do it? How can I not beat myself up? It is a practice. It is a learning practice. And this is something I feel like you are also manifesting for yourself, is like a new self-talk in the way that you speak to yourself, the way that you believe in yourself and believe in what you're trying to create in life. I think that this is something that you're trying to transform, is your inner speech and how you believe in yourself. You have the 10 of Cups as the first tarot card out. This is my third time, and I think that threes are a specific number. So if you felt like you were drawn to another pile, go check it out. But the Ten of Cups is here for you, signifying that the transformation that is taking place is for your ultimate, just pure joy, okay? Pure happiness. You are building a legacy of peace. You're manifesting a legacy of peace, a legacy of joy and laughter, love and harmony. This heart chakra is like vibrating to me right now with the Ten of Cups right underneath. You are manifesting love. You are manifesting family. You are manifesting community. Good, just a peaceful life emotionally. And that is something that is seen. It is seen by spirit. Whether this energy, this Ten of Cups, is full-fledged, like in growth right now, or it is just a seedling, this is what is taking place in your life. This is what's transforming. So all the unharmonious relationships, all the relationships where you felt like you have you have either projected certain emotions or feelings into it, or they have projected them onto you. All of those things, all of the things that have frustrated you, and you felt like this relationship was supposed to be the one, or this was supposed to be the friend, this was supposed to be the person. All of those energies are transmuting right now, and you're learning about it. You're learning about your energy and how it is manifested in relation to other people. You are learning about what makes you frustrated again and why. Wow. And another 10, a 10 of Pentacles. So first of all, 10s represent transformation. They represent a closing of a cycle. So there's some kind of situation or like plateau. Not even a plateau, because that means like a leveling out of energy. There's an immense amount of growth that you have faced, I feel like, in a short amount of time. And it's taking, like, you're still new to learning about it. Like, you're still new into understanding what has taken place in your life. What has already, like, it's like you woke up and things kind of transformed. If not that immediate, it may be that immediate for you. Everyone's situation will look different, so please take what resonates. Pile number 4, you have the 10 of Cups and the 10 of Pentacles. This is a great sign of harmony, a great sign of growth. You are going inwardly. The Hermit card here says that you are going inwardly in order to create alchemy, in order to come back out with energy that is completely different than what you went in with. So especially with the Gemini energy, you've been very curious about alchemy and transformation. You've been very curious about natural events, how things naturally happen. You've been wanting to absorb information about divine and spiritual happenings and spiritual, like the spiritual progression of your life. You've wanted to kind of surrender to it happening, but also map it out and look back and see where all of this stemmed from, where all of it came from, when the manifestation process truly began for you, because you're kind of at the end here. You're kind of like, this energy is culminating. This is, I've reached certain financial goals. I've reached certain emotional goals. I'm ready to reach more. I'm learning about what more means for me in a non-gluttonous and a non-overburdening way that doesn't lead to burnout, because I've already reached a pinnacle of success in my life and I accept it as success. But I want to learn about more and how that, like what comes after. I want to learn more about what comes after. You also have the 3 of Swords, okay? So the 3 of Swords is actually pretty heavy, pretty powerful energy. And it's not normally depicted in the way that it is in this deck, which this is a different deck. And as I mentioned in another pile, I'm not a religious person. I'm a spiritual person reading with a more religious deck, but it's speaking to me differently. And the Three of Swords tells me that you have had a difficult time, a very difficult time in surrendering certain thoughts, surrendering, I feel like, certain emotions, memories, emotional memories. It could be of like how things were, how hard it was to get to a certain point, how hard it was to believe, how hard it was to have faith in this manifestation process, how hard certain frustrations were that they almost kind of made you want to quit with this Three of Swords. The Three of Swords is heavy energy. It always feels like this situation didn't work out, so I'm basically ready to give up. Like, I'm basically ready to call it quits. But instead, with the Hermit energy, you're kind of like taking all of that pain, taking all of the misunderstanding and frustration, and kind of going inward instead of like what we talked about maybe in the past. You've projected and you're like, you get frustrated, and you let people know that you're frustrated. But instead, you're kind of taking it inwardly with a different level of self-talk in the way that you speak to yourself. And you look at all of it, all of what looked and appeared to be negative, and how it has led to everything else that you have experienced in your life so far. And that never is meant to invalidate the hard times, the tough times, but to look at what the true definition of strength means, to overcome all that felt like a barrier or a keep out, or this is it. This is, I'm never going to be able to move upward from here. Taking all of that, surrendering all of your fears of the past repeating itself, and realizing, oh, like I really built that muscle. I really used that strength in order to manifest what I wanted. Like, I went hard for what I wanted, and it actually showed up. It actually showed up for me. And I'm surprised by it, is what that feels like. Pile number 4, at the bottom of the deck, you have the Six of Pentacles. So what you are receiving, you are also looking to share and to give out. It feels like you want to, again, 10 of Cups, like share in the energy. 10 of Pentacles, you have more than enough to go around, depending on what it is that you're trying to share. And so I can see that with that being the bottom of the deck energy, you have not always felt like you've been worthy to be in a position to help other people. You've not always felt like you have had the option to give to people when that's all you've wanted to do, is to help people out. Especially because when you've possibly been in sticky situations, you felt not supported. So you want to do that for other people, and that is what is being manifested at this time. Your generous spirit is being able to thrive with so much joy and so much to give. You are actually living in the energy that you have been wanting to manifest this entire time. And this is just a confirmation reading for you, pile number 4, more than anything. And so for your one final affirmation from Spirit and this randomly channeled message, they want you to know, wow, surrender, again, so aligned, Spirit, so aligned. When I surrender my will to the care of Spirit and the universe, I attune my energy with an ever-present stream of well-being. I'm going to repeat it. When I surrender my will to the care of Spirit and the universe, when you let it go, I attune my energy with an ever-present stream of well-being. And that is manifestation. That is the definition of manifestation. Because you are tapped into a stream at this current moment, an never-ending Ten of Pentacles, Ten of Cups stream that you get to learn about. You get to learn how to work with it, manipulate it in any way that you can in order to manifest, but in a spiritually aligned way, knowing that you're manifesting the things that you're meant to manifest and not trying to manifest outside of what is in your already ever-present curiosity, already in your ever-present reality. Not to say that you can't be curious about different things or things you've never experienced before, but just surrendering to what you know and feel to be aligned, and watch what comes in because of it. Watch what comes in because of it. Surrender to spirit and the universe and tap into the stream of well-being, okay? Pile number 4, I hope that you enjoyed this reading. I hope that it resonated for you. If it did, like I said, please comment down below. I'd love to hear how you enjoyed this this type of reading, this pick a card. And if you enjoyed it, please give it a big thumbs up because I would greatly appreciate it. And the YouTube gods would greatly appreciate it as well. I'm just joking. But I will see you in another reading. Peace.